to finally meet you.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. I'm a little nervous, but I know that's normal, probably, right? No.
Excited to see your brain?
I don't know. Should I be excited to see my brain?
Absolutely.
I should. Have you already looked at it?
I have.
Oh no. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's go. Let's do this.
We're gonna make it better. So I read your history.
Yes.
You and I chatted.
Mm-hmm.
I've looked at your scans. I've looked at your testing. I have a really good idea.
Really?
Why you're here.
Oh my gosh.
But I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Your goal.
Just need my brain opened up. It feels like it's closed. It feels like it's shut down. It just feels like I am not able to access my brain the way I used to. And it's really frustrating because I can't seem to recall the word, or when I'm speaking, sometimes I realize that there's these pauses, and it's because I'm continuously trying to make sure that the words are flowing and making sense. And I never used to have this issue before. I would just speak and I would talk to people and it just wouldn't be an issue. And now I catch myself going, oh shoot, I don't know exactly how I'm going to articulate what I'm trying to say. And I've never had that issue before.
In the history, I sort of read through it and I'm like, so what are the big things? Is you feel fragile.
Yes.
And that's not normal.
Right.
And the last 5 years have been horrible.
Yes.
Chronic stress.
Chronic.
Your best friend dying, son having cancer.
Mm-hmm.
In general, family stress.
Yeah, lots of it.
And you just feel stuck.
I do.
And there's been some self-harm.
Yes.
Tell me more about it.
So I used to not understand self-harming at all. You know, I used to look at people and when they would talk about cutting themselves or their children cutting themselves, and I used to just be, quite honestly, a little freaked out by it, because who wants to...
It's horrifying.
Who would want to cut themselves? That just never made sense to me. But when the accumulation of traumas just seemed to pile one on top of the other, I didn't know how to process everything that was happening to me. And I felt like almost like a rat caught in a maze. I just didn't know how to get out. I think my brain finally just shut down and just snapped. I mean, you're the doctor, but that's how it felt. It felt like my brain just said, that's it, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I've always prided myself on being able to get myself out of the maze. And when I wasn't able to get myself out of the maze, I started to feel very frustrated and very angry and very scared. And also I was so confused because my core beliefs about my marriage, my core beliefs about life were all threatened. I got to a point where I literally just would hit myself, and I would hit myself across the face. I would slap myself across the face hard, but it gave me comfort because it was, remember Cher in Moonstruck when she was just like, snap out of it? You know, it was kind of like, for me, that gave me the feeling of control again. Like if I hit myself, I was like, okay, I can do this now. Like it would just calm me down. It would just take me from level 10 to level 3.
When you feel pain like that, your body releases endorphins.
Yeah.
And endorphins settle you down.
Yeah.
And that's why kids cut. They get a payoff. They don't know they're doing it because then their brain produces its own sort of natural morphine.
Yeah.
But the more they do it, the more they actually get addicted. Anxious since childhood? I read about this existential anxiety. Tell me about your childhood.
Yeah, my parents divorced when I was 2, and I lived with my mom. I didn't see so much of my dad. He had a notorious heroin addiction. When I did see my dad the few times, he had a cardiac arrest in front of me. I saw him shooting up. I was having syringe water fights with my brother. I mean, we weren't using the needles, but we were using the actual cartridges, and so we were having these water fights with each other. I knew that was wrong. There was blood scattered all over the walls from when they were using drugs. And I just knew that wasn't right. And so I went home and I said, Mom, can drugs kill you? And she was like, that's it. You're not seeing your father anymore. I was already estranged from my dad, basically.
Were they still performing?
No. By the time I was born, the mamas and the papas had already disbanded.
Tell me about your mom.
My mom obviously is very beautiful, very creative, very warm-hearted individual, really loved me. And I knew that. And she was very committed to making sure, she fought hard to make sure we had a roof over our head and that, I had food on the table and good education. She met this man named Bob, and Bob and my mom got married. I loved Bob. Bob became like a father to me. And then unfortunately, that marriage didn't work out, and it was devastating for me because I really did feel like finally I had a dad that I could trust and that would show up for me and that actually enjoyed spending time with me. And then when my mom and Bob divorced and she wouldn't allow me to see him, it was just devastating for me that I couldn't see Bob because he really was my, he was my dad. And we have now, reunited, and we see each other now from time to time, but yeah, that was a painful loss for me.
So I guess it'd be fair to say there was a lot of chaos.
Tons.
A lot of sort of unpredictability.
Complete unpredictability.
So let's look at your scan. I mean, this is why people come to see me. We did a study called SPECT, and SPECT looks at blood flow and activity. It looks at how your brain works. And it basically shows us three things: good activity, too little, or too much. And then my job is to balance it. If it's low, we want to raise it. If it's too high, we want to calm it down. So here we're looking underneath the brain. It's just be full, even, and symmetrical. Blue is average activity. Red is the top 15%, white is the top 8%. And it should be here in the back part of the brain. This is called the cerebellum. It has half or more of the brain's neurons. And in the study we do, it lights up, and everything else should be reasonably quiet. We look at your scan. It's a little bumpy. It's showing age, and this is why you're losing words. You see this little scoop? It's why you're like, okay, I know this word. I know this word. And it really irritates. When you concentrate.
Wait, does that look like a 70-year-old brain to you? Don't scare me.
It's not healthy.
Ah!
We want it to be healthy.
Oh, yeah, you're scaring me.
You're here because you're not right.
Yes.
Right? So it's only good news because you have what you have. And if I can make it better, we get excited about that.
But does it look like the onset of dementia?
No.
Thank God.
And I can tell 20 years ahead of time if you're going that way.
Okay.
But it doesn't look healthy. Now, when you concentrate, you see this hole?
Yeah.
It's of your frontal lobe. Judgment, impulse control, organization, planning. When you try, your brain shuts down. So what does that mean? It means the harder you try, the worse it gets.
The hole is that everyone has that little hole?
No.
What?
No. So this is rest. When you concentrate, your brain betrays you. Sort of like the harder you try, the worse it gets.
Huh.
So to me, and I've been doing this a long time, that shows me you have ADD. And if we do the right things, if you trust me and we follow through, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
And your brain will then get healthier.
Okay.
So again, blue is average activity. Red is the top 15%. White is the top 8%. We go back to healthy. Want the cerebellum to be full and symmetrical. And everything else sort of quiet. For you, here's your cerebellum.
Oof.
That's pretty good. That's
it
pretty
is?
good.
Okay.
But when you concentrate, watch how it drops.
Mm.
Harder you try, the worse it gets.
Mm.
Now, initially, when women find this out, they go, oh man, it makes so much sense. My life begins to make sense. But then a couple of weeks later, they can get depressed because they can go, oh my God, if I knew this when I was 20, my life would be completely different.
Right.
And I just want you to notice that and shift to I'm only 54.
Okay.
I have like 40 more years.
Right.
I'm going to go with more focus. So this is one of the anxiety centers in your brain. It's really busy.
Can you see a brain that's like bipolar? Can you tell when somebody is bipolar or if somebody is like on the spectrum?
It would be much busier.
Okay.
Bipolar. Spectrum, front part of the brain really busy, cerebellum really low in activity. So if I was going to go the medicine route, this is what I would do. Saffron has been shown to be helpful for mood.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Also shown to be helpful for focus, boost sexual functioning, which is why I got interested in it. I'm like, all the SSRIs mess it up.
Yeah.
And that makes me unhappy for my patients. Brain and Body Power Max it's my repair formula. It's like, how do I get brains that are struggling to be bigger, fuller, fatter? It's multiple vitamin, fish oil, and a brain boost, all in 2 packets a day.
Okay.
That would help.
Yeah. I take a multivitamin every day and fish oils, but if you want me to try the brain.
But let's try this. So you won't have to take the multiple vitamin or the fish oil, just take these 2 packets a day with
in a shake, like
saffron.
with saffron.
Those are not in a shake, but I have a form of it if you want it in a shake.
No, I'd prefer it in a capsule or whatever. Yeah.
All right.
This has just been so enlightening and I appreciate it.